let me quickly introduction of TVA. All right, let me quickly do a brief introduction of TVA. The Vanguard Africa. TVA is a non-profit organization committed to raising well-rounded leaders who are adequately built and equipped to handle personal and positional leadership. We achieve this by organizing trainees, webinars, masterclasses, secondary school, and orphanage home visits. We equally disseminate impactful content via our social media platform. We also hold a village meeting the same time every Saturday rather, where we discuss a whole lot of topics and answer questions on all aspects of life. We are passionate about transforming the mindset of every person who passes through our organization. We strongly believe that transformation of the mind is probably the most life-defining experience any person can ever have. Hence, our eagerness to make judicious use of every opportunity to effect this transformation in people's life. All right. In furtherance to our objective, we have done undergraduate congress. We are planning masterclass. We've done several masterclasses. And we're planning another masterclass that is coming up soon. I know you will be. I am excited because I know that it's something that will bless you. All right. So that is a brief introduction of the Vanguard Africa. Today we'll be looking at the personality of Tyler Perry. And I have with me Vanguard Christiana. I don't know if she's on the call already. And I have Vanguard Tofarati with me. So Vanguard Christiana will be taking us on the ethics segment. That's the first 5 minutes, the ethics segment, while Vanguard Tofarati will take it up from there to take us on the early life and background of this billionaire, this producer, this director, this filmmaker, and this excellent man. She would take us on the early life and the background and the lessons to learn from his early life and his background. While I, your moderator, will be taking you on after Vanguard Tofarati, I'll be taking you on the career and the lessons to learn from his career. Okay, so we'll start it by Vanguard Christiana. Are you there? Okay, Vanguard Blessing will be standing in for Vanguard Christiana. So Vanguard Blessing, you have the floor now for the ethics segment. Vanguard Blessing, are you there? Can anyone hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me in the chat box. Please confirm if you can hear me in the chat box. All right. So since Vanguard Blessing is not, I don't know what is wrong with our network. Maybe I can quickly do the ethics segment, and then we'll have Vanguard Tofarati take the early life and background. So today's ethics, we'll be talking about consistency and it's breaking. Please, can any other person confirm if you can hear me clearly? Please confirm if you can hear me clearly. Someone said it's breaking. All right, thank you very much. So I will take the ethics segment since I can't hear Vanguard Blessing. So today we'll be talking about consistency and we're talking about dedication to work. So let me just briefly, what is consistency? The ability to stay, to be, okay, I don't want to use the word consistent, but the ability to stay true, following through a pattern to achieve a desired result. That is consistency. So, and you see this in the life of the person we are about. You're going to see how consistent he was and he is in his life. He's a very consistent person. He's someone who decided that, okay, I'm going to tour this path and whatever it takes, I'm going to be successful at it. Okay, so you're going to see that in the session already, but this is the ethics segment. So whatever you do as a person, undergraduate, a graduate, working class person, you should be consistent. In consistency lies the power. Whatever you're going to be doing, I mean, you want to start a business, you want to be academically fruitful, you have chosen the path to study well, then you should be consistent. You should not decide to study well this week and next week you are doing something else. You should not decide to, I mean, you're running a business and you know that one of the basic tools that you need to run your business well is advertising. And you should be able to like consistently advertise, consistently tell people that, okay, this is what I do, this is the value I offer, this is what I do, and the whole world should see that you are consistent. Not that you are doing something and people don't really know. They see you doing it today, tomorrow you are doing something else. So they are wondering, what is this person even doing? If you want to build a spiritual life too, I mean, this applies in all areas of your life. You want to build a spiritual life, you should also be consistent, because if you pray today and the next time you are praying is like next month, you will not get there. Nobody will get there without consistency. So in consistency lies the power. In consistency lies the power. So that's the first ethics segment. The second one is dedication to work. Anything you do, whatever is worth doing, is worth doing well. So you should be dedicated to work. I think my time is up for ethics segment, I believe. So I'll be inviting Vanguard Toferati. You see these two basic ethic. I mean, this ethic I mentioned now, you see it in the life of the personality we are going to be looking at. And you see how this has helped this man to become one of the best, I mean, a great person in the entertainment industry. Okay, so I'll be inviting Vanguard Toferati. Vanguard Toferati, please, are you there? You have the floor now to take the early life and background and the lesson we can learn from the life of Tyler Perry. Please, you have the floor now, Vanguard Toferati. I don't know if her mic is muted or something. Can you help check if she's speaking? Vanguard Toferati, please confirm if you are there. If I can't hear from you, I will have to take the early life and background of Tyler Perry. Okay, I think I should just continue. Then once she's able to unmute. Vanguard Toferati, please confirm in the message in the chat box. Oh, okay. I think I should just take the ethics and the first part of it, which is the early life and background of Tyler Perry, pending the time that she's there. Please, when she comes on, please notify me in the chat box so I can pause for her to continue. So, who is Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry was born as Emmett Perry Jr. to Emmett Perry Sr. on September 13, 1969. In New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. This man had a challenging upbringing. I want to talk about his early life and background. He had a challenging upbringing. It was marked by poverty, physical and emotional abuse, struggles, learning disabilities, and so on and so forth. Perry endured troubled relationship with his father, sexual abuse with people when he was even under 12. adults abused him sexually, physically, emotionally. And he found solace in writing. He finds solace in writing to cope with all the difficulties he has faced. The first lesson I want to bring out from this thing is that this man had a very rough background. In fact, he had to change his name. At a point, he had to change his name to Tyler, from Emmett to Tyler, his first name. He changed his first name from Emmett to Tyler, because so that he can forget all the awful experiences he had with his parents. So that he can forget all the awful experiences he had with his parents. He endured this troubled relationship and so on. So he found solace in writing. Now, what is the lesson from this early life and background? The first lesson is that life may not be smiling to every one of us. Life may not be smiling to every one of us. That's the truth. But from that troubled situation, he found a voice. Okay, he found his voice. Okay, let me put it that way. He found his voice from his early life and background. Yes, he had to learn to forgive. He also talked about the fact that his mother took him to church, and from his mother is a churchgoer. His mother took him to church, and from there he learned to forgive. He learned a lot of things, and that was the best thing that has ever happened to him. Yes, he acknowledged God, but he found his voice through the early life and the challenges he had from his background. And so many of us may have challenges in our early life, in our background, and so on and so forth. And now you are grown up, and you're wondering, you are still holding on to those thoughts, those pain that you had, some years ago, which is hindering some of us from moving forward. So this man is a perfect example in this situation. If you are like that, you have to learn how to find your voice, even in the midst of challenging situations. This man found his voice in the midst of challenging situations. Tyler Perry found his voice in the midst of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, while even struggling with learning. And so he discovered that he was writing his experiences, everything that happened to him, and he was ready to make other people learn from it. I don't know if Bangatufait is there now, and I can hand over to her. I continue. So he coped with the difficulty he faced, and he found his voice from that difficulty. So one of the major lessons I learned from this is that this man was consistent.
I'm here.
The fact that, yes, things had happened to him, he changed his name just to forget the hurt and so on and so forth. He continued to believe in himself. He continued to believe that he's going to be great, irrespective of the circumstance that has defined his early life and his background. Okay, so Bangatufat is there. Bangatufat, I've done a little bit of introduction. So you just have a few more minutes left to continue from where I stop. So Bangatufat, please, you have the floor now. You have a few minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, I really apologize for the break in transit. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Good evening. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay. So I will continue from where the moderator stopped. So Tyler Perry was born in New Orleans, and
hear me?
Can anybody hear me, please?
Can anyone hear me? Oh my God. I don't think she's there. Let me just continue. Okay.
Hello, can anyone hear me?
Okay, yes, I can, Bangatufati. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So Tyler Perry was born Emmett Perry in New Orleans. It's on the 13th of September 19 1969. He grew up with his father and his mother, but his father turned out to be, a very abusive person. Tyler Perry and his dad had a very abusive and strained relationship while he was growing up. But his mom, on the other hand, would always take him to church. And there he said he found he sensed this peace whenever he went to church and all. So in one of his interviews, he said that parents should always endeavor that they introduce their children to what can keep them going when things become unclear, when things become rough for you. So he said when he was growing up and then he was experiencing the physical abuse at the hands of his father, he would always go to God and seek refuge with God. So also when he was also growing up, he was harassed sexually. I wouldn't say harassed, he was abused sexually by 4 different adults. One was somebody that, he in the church where his mother used to take him to, that person abused him. And then another person was his friend's mother. All this happened before he even clocked the age of 10. Looking at all of this, one would know that his childhood was far from perfect. We watch his movies, we laugh. If you watch Medea, is the series, you would laugh. As a grandmother who would make us laugh and all, you would think when he was growing up, he had it's all easy. It was easy for him. But at the end of the day, we would see that things were not as easy as it shows out to be now. Growing up, he harassed by adults that you trusted, I'm very sure. And also his father, being beaten up all the time. His father was a functional alcoholic. And in an interview with Oprah Winfrey, he said, my upbringing was a living hell. A child to be saying that. A child said, so he said his upbringing was a living hell. He also said that I feel like I died when I was a child. So it just shows us that things were not rosy, things were not smooth, but he turned out to be who he is today. And the fun fact is, Tyler Perry is a billionaire. Even all he went through will now turn out to be a rage. Then he will burn up a car, he will burn down a house. He stole, he left school. Even his education, he didn't complete high school at the end of the day. But then he got his general educational development, which is also equivalent to an high school diploma. So we see the fame, we see the glamour, we see the box office dollar from an actor to a filmmaker to a billionaire, but things were not smooth in the beginning. So things now changed when he was in his mid-20s, when he was working an odd job, and then he saw an interview. He was watching an interview of Oprah Winfrey, and somebody mentioned the therapeutic effect of writing, that it helps an author to work out his or her own problems. Then he was inspired by that. Then he started writing letters to himself. And one of these letters was now adapted to a play titled, I Know I Have Been Changed. And that play it was about domestic abuse. But at first, this play was not received by the audience. But later on, he didn't just stop by that. Oh, my play was not, received by people. Let me be idle. He still kept on working, penny till the time the play was received by people, and it was a success. So, what are those lessons we can learn from his life? With everything I've said, we would know that there were challenges, but he overcame them at the end of the day. So what are those lessons we can learn? Number one is that we can turn our pain into purpose. We can always turn our pain into purpose. We can see this from the life of Tyler Perry. Now, his movies talk about domestic abuse, forgiveness. I know many of us have seen Acrimony, forgiveness, and a lot of those things. He has turned his pain into purpose. And what is purpose? It is the reason why you've been created on earth in the first place. So Tyler Perry's story just shows us that in the midst of hardship, we can find meaning in it and then give people solace through what we've gone through. They can learn from what we have gone through in life. So the second thing is that we can channel our negativity and bad experiences, those experiences that we faced in life. Then we can make it become a ticket to being the best that we can be in life. That we can see from the life of Tyler Perry. Oh, my dad would beat me every time. I've been raped by people, by adults who were supposed to protect me from that. But he didn't let that deter him from being who he wants to be and who he ended up being. So channel that negativity. In a particular, I was going through his Instagram, and he said there was a time he almost committed suicide, all because of what he was going through. But he didn't at the end of the day. Then he channeled that experience, those bad experiences, into becoming the ticket to being the best he is now. So that's one thing I want us to take from here, that whatever you are going through, things will become better at the end of the day. Then the next thing is that you hold the pen, you create your own story, and you choose your path. What does that mean? It means that in our hands lies who we can be, who we will be in life. God has created us, but it's not our own duty to turn out to be what we want to be in life. So as a director, you can write your own story, you choose your path. Then also as a creator, you choose how your life wants to turn out to be. It is there with you, it's within you, your mindset. And one thing I want us to know is that challenges will come. Even the Bible says it that, be of good cheer, I've overcome the world for you, because trials and tribulations will come. And Tyler Perry's was not as if he even caused it. It was just because he was born in that household rather. So we should expect it. But how will you now channel all those things that you're now going through? How will you make it? How will you make the good? How will you make good out of it? That's one thing I want us to know. So we will write our own stories ourselves. The way our lives will turn out to be, it is in our palms. It lies within us. Another thing I want us to know is that we should always have faith in God. This is very important. Have faith in God and seek refuge in God. Because even Tyler Perry, he said, thank God my mother used to take me to church. Because if you don't have faith in God, then you will turn to maybe drug abuse and all of that, just to go through those rough moments. So I want us to know that faith in God will never fail us. He is enough for you to rely on. He is enough for you to depend on. And then lastly, I want us to know that he ended up forgiving his father just for him to heal. At the end of the day, going through everything, if you are bottling up grudges, you will definitely not move forward. So you have to make sure that you forgive for your own self, not even for the person that has offended you sake. Not for the sake of that person, no, for your own self. So I hope that with everything I've talked about today, you've been able to get one thing or the other. Tyler Perry's life provides us with invaluable lessons, plethora of lessons that we can learn from. So if you can take these principles and apply it to our everyday life, then it will help us tremendously. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vanguard Tofarati. I mean, you have done justice to the heady life as I expected it to be. You said we are the director of our life. So, I mean, after God, we have the right to, rewrite the bad story. So thank you very much. I'll be taking it up from there, and I will be looking at the career and the lessons you must learn from. Don't forget the lessons that you have learned from the early life and background. Don't forget it, because at the end, I will ask for your opinion and I will ask for your contribution. So I want everybody to be able to contribute, because this relates to our lives. I mean, how you can move from, let me put it in this manner, grass to grace. That kind of scenario now, grass to grace. So yes, let's look at the career. So Vanguard Tofati said that he found solace in writing because of his experiences and all the things that happened to him. So I will start from his writing career. So he produced a book in 2006, Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings. So it was a commentary on love and life. I mean, how people can, find love and make life easier for each other. He produced another book, Higher is Waiting, in 2017, where he shared inspirational and spiritual insights drawn from his own personal experience, all that he went through when he was a child. So in that book, he shared that experiences, his spiritual and inspirational, motivational experiences. So this same Higher is Waiting book was adopted for young readers in 2018. And the adaptation was specifically tailored for young readers, offering valuable life lessons and advices. What is the lesson I want to bring out from this? The first lesson, the lesson I want to bring out here, don't view your experiences as a curse. Rather, bring out the blessing in it. I'll say that again. Don't view your experiences as a curse. Rather, bring out the blessing in it. I want to believe that if all this never happened, and Bagatofati explained in detail how that, he was abused by people he trusted, his father physically abused him, he was always beaten, he was an alcoholic, and so on and so forth. She explained that. But here, I'm telling you that don't view those experiences, whatever experience you have, passed through while you were young. I have my experience. I can tell you, I'm not going to share my personal story here, but I can tell you that the experiences I went to when I was young was part of the things that is motivating me to date. Anytime I feel like giving up, I'll just tell myself, Oga, you cannot give up now. You are going there. You are going there because from whatever we might have, passed through while we're young, you would realize that they make you stronger. I'm so sorry. I'm not really glowing in bad experiences. I'm just saying that sometimes don't view the cost in it. Bring out the blessing and learn from the blessing. Bring it out rather than seeing it as, oh, am I the only one? Why me? Why me? It has happened. It has happened. You cannot undo what has happened. The truth is this. You cannot undo your past experiences. You cannot. I cannot. It has happened. It has happened. Right? Now, what are the blessings in that experiences? What did you learn from it? What were you able to hold on to that can sustain you forever? So that is what Tyler Perry did. He didn't view it as a curse, rather as a blessing. He wrote books, he produced movies, he did a whole lot of things from that life experience. Just that life experiences, rather. Just imagine if he never had those experiences. Maybe it would have been just one guy playing ball around and so on and so forth. People that, footballers are great too. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe would have become maybe just one person that is just successful like that, something. But those experiences were part of the things that shape his future. So bring out the blessing in it, not to waste too much time on that. The next thing I'll be talking about is the start of the Made franchise in the late 1990s. I need you to pay attention to me, right? Tyler Perry started writing, he produced stage plays in 2000. Now, the funniest part is that in 2000, his first play, I know I have been changed. That play, I actually decided to go and read that. I didn't watch it, but I went to read about that particular play. Now, the truth of the matter is that play is like the bulk of his experience. He was passionate. He wants people to see what I've been through in my life and see how you can navigate your way. I know I have been changed. That's the title of the stage play. But the truth is that he struggled to find audience. He struggled to find audience. But in 2005, this is where I want you to pay attention to me. In 2005, he achieved a breakthrough with the play Mondays Goes to Jail. That play brought him to fame. Now look at it, 2005. I was saying during the ethics segment the other time that consistency. It was consistent. He didn't give up at 2000 and say, this one that I struggle to get people to come and watch this play. I'm not doing it again. No, he didn't give up. He continued. I want to believe he prepared. He did rehearsals, obviously. He did rehearsals. He prepared. He got counsel. He must have done a whole lot of things. He must have even saved to get there. He must have done a whole lot of things to get to till that 2005, where it was when he now became popular with his stage play. He didn't give up. So what is the lesson I want you to learn from this? The first lesson is there is no elevator to success. You need to take the stairs. It's a very popular quote I put in my head while I entered the university back then during the university days, undergraduate days. Sorry, I'm still in the university, but not undergraduate anyways. So like those days, right, when I entered the university, that's one of the quotes I put in my head. But I found it as a lesson here. There is no elevator to success. You need to take the stairs. Yes, you might see some people that they just rise like that. I must tell you that even those people, there was no elevator that just lifts them. They probably must have been preparing themselves that you did not pray about. So take the stairs. Yes, you fail. Sometimes you fail. Don't give up at that. So the second lesson is don't give up. I know you must have heard this from motivational speaker. And don't give up. You cannot afford to give up. Many people have learned to forgive from Tyler Perry's play. Many people have learned to forgive from Tyler Perry's book. Many people have learned to forgive from Tyler Perry's film series. Don't give up. You cannot afford to give up. A lot of people will learn from you. A lot of people will want to build confidence and solace in you. So if you give up, how many people are giving up? A lot of people are giving up. So we all cannot afford to give up. Then the third lesson is, this is not all of you. There is more. First one, there is no elevator to success. You need to take the stairs. Second one, don't give up. Third one, this is not all of you. There is more. This is not all that I can deliver. I promise you that what I have right now is not all I can do. I know I can be better. So at the point where he struggled to get, people to view, to watch his what's the name? To watch his stage play. If he had given up, it would have just ended there. The dream would have just died there. But he didn't give up. That is not all of him. He knew that there was more, and he continued pushing for more. So the second career success I want us to look at, to learn a lesson from, is the film and television success. Now, after he had done stage plays, imagine if he's still doing stage play. How many of you have watched stage play this year? I probably have not watched any this year. My last stage play was my convocation play. Oh, sorry, drama concert in church. That was the last. Even that one is not really like a stage play, but the last stage play I watched, it was my convocation play. That was the last stage play I watched. So this man did not stop at stage play. He moved to producing film and television series. So he rode on the success of that stage play. Then he ventured into film production and released Diary of a Mad Black Woman in 2005. This film marked the beginning of the popular character that we now have on the big screen, Made. Subsequently, he wrote and directed, he produced numerous successful films. Let me mention some of them, including the Made film series, Why Did I Get Married, 2007, The Family That Prays, 2008, The Good Deeds, 2012, among so many others. So if you have stopped at stage play, how many people still watch stage play? Television series, films. So what is the lesson from this? Don't get too comfortable. You are not there yet. It's not a motivational this thing, but I want it to motivate you. Don't get too comfortable. You are not there yet. This man could have just said, well, in 2005, I did my second stage play and I did very well. And there were a lot of people. And he would just stop there. But he did not stop there. He ventured into film production. He ventured into television series, understanding the demand that the times we are in now, stage play is still working, but the years to come, we might not have opportunity for stage play again. And I want to reach a larger world. I want to reach a larger audience. So he ventured into film and television. So don't get too comfortable. You are not there yet. Yes, I know you have a whole lot of things that you have achieved now. Okay, I think I should be saying it to myself so that I can always remember. No, I don't get too comfortable. You are not there yet. So I know I'm not there yet. This is not all I can deliver. This is not all I have in stock. I know. So I'm not going to get comfortable where I am now. I'm not saying we should be greedy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, the last undergraduate congress during the tech session, opportunities in tech session, we had the speaker telling us to reskill, upskill. She showed us a chart of her life. I'm sorry, I'm taking us back to that one. She showed us a chart, how that she, from this time to this time, she had gained another skill. From this time to this time, she had gained another skill. And she was a biochemistry graduate. So what excuse will I have as a law graduate not to venture into something else? What excuse? There's no excuse for me. Okay. So the next thing I'll look at in his success is Tyler Perry's studio in 2006. Now, this man understands the demand of film and TV series production. I want to believe he understands the demand. So he ventured into owning a studio in 2006. He opened Tyler Perry's studio in Atlanta, Georgia, becoming the first African American to own a major film and television studio. The studio has since become a significant player in the entertainment industry. So he didn't stop at, I now produce film and TV series, and let me just stop there. No, he now decided that, okay, I want to have a studio. Now, this studio is not only beneficial to him alone. A lot of people, had used the studio. So what lesson are you going to learn from this? I think I've mentioned it earlier, that you need to learn, you need to reskill, upskill, ready to do more, be ready to offer value, be thinking, think of what to do again. If you have done that, think of another thing. And like the first speaker said, you have the pen with you. You are the creator. Direct it wherever you want it to go. So go ahead and direct it with that. The next lesson I want you to learn is from his career is the Tyler Perry's House of Pain and TV projects. So Perry's success, extended to television. I've said that earlier. He created and produced several TV series. Most notably, we have the House of Pain, which he had from 2000 to 2012. He produced Tyler Perry's Meet the Brown 2009 to 2011, and the Haves and the Haves Not 2013 to 2021. So what lesson do I want you to learn from this? Work hard. Work hard. So I mentioned during the ethics segment, dedication to work. Work hard. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep working. Keep working. He didn't stop. I want to imagine as a playwright, how many times, I'm not saying you should not sleep, but like, I want to imagine how many times he'll wake up from the sleep and he'll pick his pen and he'll begin to write. He will just get inspiration. I want to just imagine, because look at all that he has to do. So he worked hard and he kept going. So work hard, keep going. The last lesson I want you to learn from Tyler Perry's career is Tyler Perry is a philanthropy and humanitarian. Is philanthropy and humanitarian work. Is a philanthropist, yes. A philanthropy and humanitarian work. I want you to learn from it. Look at all the people we have been looking at for a while. Their biography. You realize that there's something that is common in everyone. They don't all have the same story, but there's something that's common. I've been paying attention because I think I've attended all. It's the philanthropies and humanitarian work. It's common in every one of them. And this is a way of giving back to the society. You need to start now. We all need to start now. We need to learn how to give back to the society. We need to learn how to help people without expecting anything from them. We need to learn how to bring people up. Because don't say, oh, until I become a billionaire before I start helping people. You will not have the habits that time. When you become a billionaire, you really not have the habits. But now, I'm not saying you should spend all your life savings helping people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the little you can do to give back to the society, I think it is necessary to give back to the society. So Tyler Perry is known for his charitable endeavors and contributions to various causes, such as education, homelessness, disaster relief efforts. He gave back to the society. So Tyler Perry's journey from a difficult past and becoming highly successful and influential, it needs to be studied. You see, the funniest thing The funniest part in this thing is that I actually don't know Tyler Perry. Before I was given this assignment to, facilitate this meeting, I'm not a TV person, so I really don't know him. I can't lie. But the truth is, when I started reading, I was like, hey, which kind of person is this? Because this biography, and that's one of the reasons why you need to always attend TV meetings. Because the truth is, not only just attend, you need to join TVA so that you can be given some tasks that will help your life. What I've learned from this man, nobody can take it away from my head again. Nobody. And what I believe that you have learned today, nobody can take it away from you. So I want to tell you that biography is very important, like we're doing now. You get to learn of people, you get to see their life, you get to see what they have done, you get to see how you can also, not every one of them will, you guys will not have similarities, but you get to see certain similarities, how your own early life is and how their own early life is, how they ended up and how you must end up, or how you can be better than them. You get to see all those things. So yes, thank you very much for listening. Now I will request that we send in our contribution. So if you want to contribute, can I see your hand? That's the hand, philanthropy and humanitarian work. That's the last thing I talked about earlier. So I deliberately, add this time so that we can contribute. Yes, it's something that we have to contribute, because me, I've said something now. You should be able to say something that me, I will learn from, and some other persons will learn from, that we would now all be better together. So I don't know if there's any of the TVA leaders that want to contribute now. Okay, I will just call. Is Vanguard Blessing there? Vanguard Blessing, please, are you there? Okay, Vanguard Blessing, I don't think she's there. So Vanguard Tunde, the floor is open for contribution. Thank you, sir.
Okay. One thing actually touched my heart. Like one thing that was said. Sorry, two things actually. The part where Vanguard and Sofia explained that you are the author of your life. You have the pen in your hand, and whatever you write, like is like the way you have the liberty to write the story of your life. And I remember when my first book review, Vanguard Shola, she actually did a part of Becoming, written by Michelle Obama, and she explained a chapter to me that if you do not write your story yourself, people would write it for you, and they write it in a way that you will not enjoy it. So the two together means that whatever we're going to be, whatever we're going to be, whatever we're going to end up as, whatever people are going to actually call us at the end of the day, is actually coming from us. If you're going to be a quitter, they're going to say that guy quits. Once you start anything like this, give him 3 months, he's going to quit. That means you've consistently written that story and you put it out. And you say that guy, he doesn't give up. He's so determined. He carries so much energy for everything he does. That means you've actually put out that story to people consistently through your act and the manner. And the second thing is about Sunday, you are not there yet. You see, like for some times I've been complacent with some things I've gotten like in my head, this one is enough. Let me just maintain this one. Me no pass. I don't want any other stress. Let me just enjoy my pre-law school holiday. But with this thing you said now, just look out for my patterns, look out for my moves. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Vanguard Baugatunde. Okay, so any other person that wants to contribute, please. Vanguard Baugatunde repeated it that no, you are not there yet. So I've got that. I'm not there yet. I know that there's more. I can do more. I can be better. So yes, Who is okay? Someone is raising the hand. Please, can you help me? Maybe unmute the person. I can see a hand. Sorry, I'm using my laptop, so it's quite. Yes, can
All
they?
right, good evening.
Yes.
Good evening, Vanguard Africa. Yes, my name is Ose. I really enjoyed today's session. I usually look forward to meetings because I mean it's always very, very enlightening. I want to thank all the hosts for putting it together and the speakers who did exceptionally well. My contribution to this today is I I have to just say that there are two type of people in this life. There are the ones to have lemons, and then there are the ones that life give them the same lemons, and they make it into lemonades and give to others so that others will not feel should not ever have to experience the lemons of life. So there are those two type of people, and at the end of the day, you decide which of those set of people you want to be. I mean, Tyler could have easily grown up to blame others and said, "Oh, I didn't receive any love. I don't know how to love. My daddy was a I was a drunkard, so I'm a drunkard." And a lot of I didn't have any example to become. But at the end of the day, it's not as easy as said, but he was able to find his way. And things like that happen when you are intentional about change. When you tell yourself that you are going to make something of your life, you are going to make something that helps you and heal others along the way. For Tyler, I don't really think it was about the money. I think it was more of purpose, like the speaker rightly said. This was something that he realized that, oh, I'm actually bringing joy to people. I'm actually healing people. Let me do more. Okay, there are people who come to theaters. What about those who live far away and can't come to theaters? Let me take it to the TV. Oh, those that cannot watch the TV, how do I get this? I'm paying too much on rent to, they're giving me so much requirement to produce my own films. Let me make my own studio. So these are just things that he did thinking of people, and money naturally followed. And that is how it is. Every great person will always tell you the same thing. And sometimes it looks like they're capping, and it is easy for us to believe that they are capping. But if you really, really look at it, they turned life's lemons into lemonades. And everybody wants sweet lemonades. And that is why they keep cashing out. So at the end of the day, whatever it is that you are going through, whoever you are, even if your life is normal and you're not going through any of those hardship or you're not going through any of those debts, everybody has challenges, no matter how small. Make it into something. Make it into something that you say, okay, because I have gone through this, because I know what it feels, because I know what this pain feels like, the next person will not have to feel it. So that's just my contribution on this matter. And that's something I've learned on subject, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful and wonderful one. I think someone is raising. Okay, Vangada Jibola is raising her hand. Is she raising her hand or she's clapping? If she's raising her hand, please, I would like to hear her speak. Thank you very much. I mean, that was wonderful. It's not basically about the money, but to transform lives and all. Yes, any other contribution? I know that Vanga Debola is going to say something to us today, but then before Vanga Debola will come, I think we should have some other persons. So any other person? I'm not sure if Vanga Debola raised her hand the other time. Any other person, please? Okay, I think Vanga Debola will have to say something here. So, Ma, are you there? I can't see any hand raised, so I think I should just over to you, Ma, if you are there. Wow. Can anyone hear me, please? Okay, she says she doesn't have contribution today. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming to TVA, and thank you for coming to join us. I believe that um you were I believe that you were motivated and you were inspired. I want to challenge you to bring other people next week and make sure that they are here. We are planning masterclass, and I know that you will love to be part of it. TVA for me is personal. So let me just quickly say this before we call it a day. You know, every leader, I mean, everyone, you get to teach people during the week, you get to tell people do this, do that. And it looks like there's nobody to tell you do this, do that. So it looks like you don't have people to tell you do this, that. So TVA is one of the places where you come to draw more strength. I mean, to draw more strength. Let me put it that way, to not physical strength, but to draw more strength and go back to get other people equipped, get other people inspired, and in the long run, we are all achieving the same goal. So thank you very much for coming today. So make sure you bring other people next week to join us and to be part of TVA. You can register to be a member of TVA. Just go to www.tva.org. So please, somebody should supply the link to the website in the chat box before we take the TVA mantra quickly. The link to the website for in case of people that want to join, in case of the people that joined today that want to be members of TVA. So someone should help me supply the link to the website. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. It's there already. So we are going to take the TVA mantra now. Please, you can help me drop it in the chat box so that everyone can take it with me. You don't have to unmute your mic. Just, TVA mantra is like what we say at the end of our meeting to remind ourselves of who we are and what we do and what we stand for. Okay, in the chat box before I take it. TVA mantra, yes, it's there already. Thank you very much. So at the Vanguard Africa, we promote transformational leadership in every sphere of influence. Our leaders are well-rounded, adequately built, and exceptionally equipped to excel in every leadership they are entrusted with. We dream upward, invent new strategies, and deploy exemplary wisdom in our affairs. We have more than enough human and capital resources to inspire, build, and equip the next generation of leaders in Nigeria, Africa, and the world at large. Our dreams shall not die, our vision shall not fade, our hope shall not be dashed, our strength shall not wane. With God, we are excellent personalities, leadership models, and organization catalysts, bringing order into everything we step into. Amen. So I'll take the closing prayer. Thank you very much once again for joining this meeting. I sincerely appreciate you. And thank you to all the facilitator, Vanguard Blessing, Vanguard Christiana, Vanguard Toferati, and I know that Vanguard Christiana Network adds something. So, and Vanguard Blessing. So thank you very much for joining. We love you, and TVA love you. So, Father, we thank you for all that you have done today. Thank you for the people that have been inspired. Almighty God, we appreciate you because you have us in mind, and I know that you are going to help us to take steps into becoming better persons in life. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Amen. Once again, I'm Noah Sulaimon, and hope you enjoyed the moderation and the meeting. All right, have a nice day. Bye.